Hello everyone, myself Shinde Moini Kisan, Assistant Professor Department of Horticulture, Sadhguru College of Agriculture, Mirezgaon. Today I am going to explain cultivation practices of rose under protected cultivation. Firstly we see common name. Rose is also called as queen of flower. Rose is called as queen of flower crops. Then scientific name means its botanical name. Rosa species. Family Rosaceae. Chromosome number 2n is equal to 14. Then classes of roses. Roses are broadly classified under two groups. First one, old garden roses or wild roses. Second, modern garden roses. Firstly we see first class of roses, old garden roses. Old garden roses includes the cross between European roses into wild roses and Asian or China roses into wild roses. European roses are having tendency to produce the bloom only once in a year, that is during the summer, while Asian or China rose are having habit to produce the flower throughout the year or at least twice in a year. European flower having a tendency or capability to produce the bloom means the blooming period in a year only once, but the Asian or China rose is having the habit to produce the flowers throughout the year, otherwise twice in year. Due to the development, modern roses, old garden roses have become outdated. Modern roses in development, old garden roses are outdated. Modern garden roses are developed as a result between the crosses of European roses into Asian roses. Modern garden roses are the cross between European roses into Asian roses, and it have occupied the place in commercial gardening. Modern roses are occupy the place in commercial gardening. Modern garden roses include hybrid tea, floribunda, miniature, polyantha, ramblers, creepers, shrubs. These are the groups which includes in a modern garden roses. First one, hybrid tea. Second, floribunda, miniature, polyantha, ramblers, creepers and shrub. One by one. Firstly we see hybrid tea. They bear large and highly scented flower. Example, John, Candy, Gladiator, Superstar, Papa Milan, First Prize. That is examples of a hybrid tea rose flowers. Second, polyantha. Dwarf plants and small flower. Example, Echo, Flamboyant, Snow, Princess. Then next, floribunda. Hybrid tea into polyanthus. That is the cross. Floribunda is a cross between hybrid tea into polyanthus. Here both character. Examples, Banjaran, Iceberg, Red Gold, Queen Elizabeth, Sea Pearl. Next, Grandiflora, Ramblers. Hybrid tea into floribundas bear a flower in cluster and large flowers. Example, American Pillar, Excelsa, Dorothy. The next one, miniature. Hardy plants bear small leaves and flowers. Miniature plants are hardy and they bearing the flowers or leaves are small. Example, Red Flush, Baby Gold Star, Cry Cry, Baby Mascarado. That is the groups or flowers includes in a modern garden roses. Hybrid tea, polyantha, floribunda, grandiflora, miniature. Then climbers. They have a bigger size flowers. The climbers are most suitable for arches, pergola, pillars. Example, Golden Shower, Royal Gold, Delhi White, Tears. Roses are climbers. Okay. On the climbers, the flowers are bigger size and the most suitable for arches, pergola, pillars. Climbers are the most suitable for the making of pillars, arches, pergola. Then shrub. Plants smaller than climbers and provide continuous flowering, suitable for hedge and shrubbery. Example, fountain, cocti, butterfly wings. That is the modern types of a garden. Then next, types of roses. Types of roses include 5 types of roses. First one, long stem roses. Second, medium stem roses. Third, short stem roses. Fourth one, spray roses. Fifth one, miniature roses. First one, long stem roses, 70 to 90 centimeter. Large flower, hybrid tea. Then medium stem roses, stem length 50 to 70 centimeter. Intermediate flower, floribunda. Then short stem roses, 30 to 50 centimeter. Flowers are small, sweetheart roses. Next one, spray roses, spray floribandas, miniature roses, small flowered sweetheart roses. That is the fifth one, types of roses: long stem, medium stem, short stem, spray roses and miniature roses. The next forms of rose flowers: single and semi-double. Single having less than 8 petals, semi-double having 8 to 20 petals. The next, flower color type. In flower color type include single color, bicolor, multicolor, blend and striped. Firstly we see single color. Petals similarly colored throughout. In a single flower color type of, all the petals of flowers are similarly one color, means single color type. Okay, petals similarly colored throughout. Second, bicolor. Color of the outside of each petals differ from inside. Second type of flower color is bicolor, and the bicolor includes the color of outside of each petals differ from inside. The next one, multicolor. Color of the petals changes distinctly with age. Flower trusses have several colors at the same time. In a multicolor type of flowers, several colors same times, at the same time on a petals, several colors occurring. Then blend, two or more colors merge on the inside of each petals. Next one, a fourth one type. In a blend type of flowers, color merging of the two colors inside each petals. The next one, stripped, two or more different color on each petals, one of which is in the form of distinct bonds. That is the fifth one, flower color type. Varieties. The major cut flower varieties suitable for greenhouse cultivation: first red, Sonia, Kiss, Lambda, Confetti, Golden Gates, Golden Time, Vivaldi, Grand Gala, Black Magic, Cobra, Mercedes, Nobles, Starlight, etc. These are the varieties of a rose suitable for a greenhouse cultivation. The next, soil and climatic requirement for a cultivation of a rose. The ideal soil for rose cultivation should be well drained, medium loam soil with a pH of 5.5 to 6.5. Heavy and saline soil are not suitable for a rose cultivation. For the cultivation practices follow for a rose, ideal soil should be well drained, medium soil, loamy soil, pH ranges from 5 to 6.5. Saline soil and heavy soil should be avoided. It's about soil requirement. The next, climatic requirement. The ideal temperature range for rose cultivation is 15 to 27 degrees Celsius. Most commercial rose cultivars are best grown at 50 degrees Celsius night temperature. Relative humidity around 60 to 70% can be regarded as ideal for roses. High humidity, particularly in conjunction with a low temperature for long periods, can cause disease problems such as downy mildew and botrytis. If the high humidity at the time of a roses development causes the disease problems such as the downy mildew and botrytis, the ideal temperature range is 15 to 27 degrees Celsius. And the most commercial rose cultivars are best grown at 50.50 degrees Celsius night temperature. It's about climatic requirement for a rose. Then next, propagation. Roses are generally propagated through tea budding or shield budding. Roses are propagated by which method? By tea budding or shield budding method. Normally 1 year old budded plants having at least 3 canes on rootstock like Rosa indica, variety odorata, or Rosa cania or Rosa manati are most ideal for greenhouse cultivation. Mostly the roses are propagated by tea budding or shield budding, and the rootstock used like a Rosa indica, variety odorata, or Rosa cania. Then land and bed preparation. Land should be flowed thoroughly and brought to a fine tilt after removing unwanted materials. At the time of land preparation, flowing the land, then removing the unwanted materials, weeds, stubbles, collection of stubbles. Add well decomposed FIM at the rate 8 to 10 kg per meter square. Generally in greenhouse, roses are grown on raised beds to assist in easier movement and better drainage. In a greenhouse, roses are grown on a raised bed. आपण काय करतो, ग्रीन हाऊस मध्ये रोजेस आर रेज्ड ऑन grown on a raised beds. Beds should be prepared having 30 to 40 cm height, 90 to 100 cm width and length as per availability of space in the greenhouse. The patch should be 60 cm in between two raised beds. Between the two raised beds, the patch should be 60 cm. Double row system, 50 cm between two rows and 15 cm two plants, 6 to 7 plants per meter square. It is the land and bed preparation. Firstly, flowing of land. Add well decomposed FIM 8 to 10 kg. Then roses are grown on raised beds. Bed should be prepared height 30 to 40, width 90 to 100 cm. Spacing for a hybrid tree 120 into 120 cm. Florivanda साठी 60 into 90 cm. Mini nature 30 into 60 cm. For a climber 90 into 120 cm. Planting should be preferably in a two row system. It's about land and bed preparation. Then planting. Planting of rows should be done in thoroughly prepared beds. Planting of rows should be done in thoroughly prepared beds. At planting time, the soil should be neither be too wet and nor too dry. Planting of roses is done on a prepared bed. Firstly, we see land preparation and bed preparation. On the prepared bed, the planting of roses should be done. At the planting time, the care should be taken. The soil should not be too wet and nor to be dry. In North Indian conditions, optimal planting time of rose is October to December. The planting density is kept depending upon the varieties and types ranging from 7 to 14 plants per meter square that can be planted to cover the population of 50 to 60,000 bushes per hectare area. Planting should be done preferably in two rows system. It's about planting of a rose. Then irrigation. Two most widely used systems are mist and drip irrigation. For a rose, the drip irrigation system or mist system is used for a rose. The water requirement of rose plants depends on the types of soil, temperature, humidity and stage of growth. Giving water to the plants, the factors to be considered, that is the soil type, temperature, humidity and the growth stage of a plant. Generally, rose plant requires 7 to 8 liters water per meter square per day. Irrigation is done by drip irrigation system having emitters at 30 cm apart on the lateral line. Generally, for a irrigate the rose, drip irrigation system is followed. The next, fertigation schedule, also manures and fertilizer management. The fertilizers were applied through deep irrigation, which is called as fertigation. Application of fertilizer through irrigation water is called as a fertigation. It is important to analyze the nutrient status of the media at regular interval for determining the fertilizer requirement of rose plants. That is the fertigation schedule. The fertigation schedule divided into three phases. First one, vegetative stage of a plant. Second, flowering and harvesting flush. And third, flowering and harvesting normal. That is the doses given NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potash. For the vegetative stage, 80 as 50 as 60 NPK. Then at the time of flowering and flushing, means blooming, harvesting, flush, 100 as 60 as 80 NPK. And flowering and harvesting normal stage, 80 as 50 as 80. It's about fertigation schedule. At the time of vegetative stage, then second flowering and harvesting flush, then third flowering and harvesting normal. Then next point, special cultural practices. For proper growth of rose plant and high production, special cultural practices are to be carried out as follows. In a rose, special cultural practices are followed for the better growth and development of a plant. That is the first one, bending. First one, special cultural practices, bending. It is done to encourage the plants for healthy framework at the bottom and to active more number of side shoots. Bending is followed in roses for the encouraging the plant or activating the side shoots of a plant. Bending is also practiced for obtaining quality flowers with a long stalk length. Also, bending is practiced for obtaining a quality flowers, long stalk length. The place to be bent should be close to the original bush as possible, maximum 5 cm, without breaking the branches. The bending should be done without breaking the branches of a rose plant. The bud should be removed from the bended stem in order to check the incidence of thrips and bud rot. Bud should be removed. Bended stem. Bended stems remove the buds to check the incidence of thrips and bud rot. Only weak and blind shoots are selected for a bending. For the bending practice, only weak or blind shoots are selected. The first bending is done on 35 days after planting and the second bending is done after 2 years of strengthen the plants. First bending should be followed after 35 days planting and second bending 2 years to strengthen the plants. Bending is done on first or second 5 pair of leaves. That is the first one, special cultural practices, bending. Second one, defoliation. The removal of leaves is known as defoliation. Removal of leaves is called as defoliation. It is done mainly to induce certain plant species to flower or to reduce transpiration loss during a period of stress. Defoliation may be done by removal of leaves manually or by withholding the water. The shoots are defoliated after pruning. Defoliation done by removal of leaves manually or by giving a stress to the plant. Defoliation should be followed by manually or by giving a water stress to the plant. Then next one, special cultural practices, shoot thinning. Unproductive shoots and water suckers are to be occasionally removed for getting a good quality flowers. On a rose plants, present the unproductive shoots or water suckers should be removed for getting a better quality of flowers. The next one, pruning. It is recommended once a year during second or third week of October. Pruning should be followed in the month of October for development or framework and maximum flowers or yield of a plant. That is the 3 pruning: light pruning, medium pruning or hard pruning. The light pruning practiced in the month of June, medium pruning October or hard pruning October. The next one, special cultural practices, pinching. Removing the terminal growing portion along with the portion of its stem is called as pinching. The pinching means terminal growing portion should be removed along with the portion of a stem. This helps to get good quality flowers and buds and avoids wastage of energy in the development of auxiliary bud if done at right stage and right time. It leads to apical dominance. That is the 5th one, special cultural practices, pinching. Next, bud capping. Bud caps are placed on the flower bud when they are of a pea size. Capping of a bud. The bud should be capped. This helps to increase the bud size and shape to meet customer demand with required specification. Bud capping helps to increase the bud size. If we done the bud capping, it helps to increase the size of a bud and shape as per requirement of a meeting the demands of a customer. Then harvesting of a rose. The stage of harvesting depends upon the cultivar's importer's requirement and distance to the market. The harvesting should be depends upon the factors like distance of a market. If we send to long market, distance market, then importance requirement, consumers requirement. Okay. Generally, rose flowers should be harvested at tight bud stage when 1 or 2 petals begin unfold with the help of a sharp secateurs. Generally, rose flowers are harvested tight bud stage. That is the stage. At that time, the flowers are harvested. Red and pink cultivars are harvested when first 2 petals are beginning to unfold and calyxes reflects below the horizontal lane, whereas yellow cultivars are harvested slightly earlier and white cultivars slightly later than red and pink type cultivars. There should be 1 to 2 mature leaves left on the plant after the flower has been cut. Harvested the flower has been cut, 1 to 2 mature leaves should be left on a plant. The reason for leaving these mature leaves is to encourage production of a new strong shoot. If we leaving the mature leaves on a plant, it helps to encourage the new shoots. Harvesting is done preferably during the early morning hours. Harvesting of rose flowers should be done at the time of a morning hours. Then flower yield. Flower yield. Approximately 250 to 350 stems per meter square is considered to be ideal. Flower yield can be increased by spraying BAP 15 to 100 ppm before flowering flush. Burning of sawdust during winter months in the morning hours increases flower yield and quality significantly. Approximately 250 to 350 stems per meter square is ideal flower yield. And the yield of a flower can be increased by spraying of a 50 to 100 ppm of a BAP. Then next, post-harvest handling. Roses cut stems must be placed in a bucket of water inside the polyhouse immediately after harvesting and transported to cold storage 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. Roses cut stems are kept in a bucket of water inside the polyhouse. The length of time depends upon the variety and quality of the roses. The rose flowers are graded according to the stem length and quality of a flower bud. The gradation of a flowers according to length of a stem and quality of a flower bud. Graded flowers are stem is usually preferred. Graded flowers are grouped together in a bunch 10, 12, 20 or 25. A bundle of 20 stem is usually preferred. Packing with polypropylene is highly effective storage technique for rose to maintaining post-storage quality and vase life. Vase life means the ability of a flowers to remain in a fresh condition is called as vase life. Then post-harvest handling. We can see in image freshly harvested cut roses, then grading of roses according to stem length and quality of a bud, then bunching of a graded roses and packing of a bunched roses. That is the post-harvest handling operation. Harvested cut flowers, grading, bunching and packing of a bunched roses. Then last one point, plant protection. Roses are attacked by many pests and diseases that can lower quality and yield. Among the insect pests, thrips, whitefly, red spider mites and aphids are important. The major diseases affecting the roses are dieback, Diplodia rosarum, craft cancer, Coniothyrum flukeae and powdery mildew, Sparotheca panosa. That is the plant protection. Insect pests and diseases affected on roses. Okay, thank you.